Welcome to a cruise ship heist. Chapter 38, Under Clay. Shivam begins to serve our main dish with a flourish, and of course, he has a story to tell. Jill likes stories, and to be honest, I do too. He breaks open the clay crust on the meal I ordered, lifting it away to be sacrificed to a side plate. Underneath is the main chicken biryani, and it smells incredible. It's not what I was expecting. It's a pie? Dum cooking, traditional Indian cooking, the food is sealed under clay. Here, we use pastry to keep all the aroma and flavor in, so when we break it, you are the first person who is presented with all that flavor, Shivam explains with pride. He takes the other dishes from the small trolley and lays them on our table. To complement, you have yogurt, chili, lime, and mini poppadoms. You also have a lentil dish. The smell is amazing, but the food is even more spectacular. For a while we are silent, exchanging smiles and nods as we eat. The wine is a perfect match for the food. The sun is going down on the distant empty horizon, a vanishing red ball surrounded by a pale blue halo. It all works to create the perfect atmosphere. I could grow to enjoy cruising, though I wonder if this wouldn't all become so familiar it would be sinfully taken for granted. Jill sits back with the dessert menu and smiles like she's won a prize. Dessert choices. Chocolate textures, which is chocolate truffle mousse? I'm not really a mousse man. I've not finished, she pouts. White chocolate and mint sorbet with mint chocolate soil. Nope, not convinced. Cardamom bread and butter pudding with ginger custard. She nods her head, encouraging me to choose it. I shake my head no, so she continues. Blueberry bapiadoy, yogurt and berry mousse? No, you're not a mousse man. So, it'll have to be kata metatita, which is a chilled mango and passion fruit parfait with chili glace, Jill says. And that's not a mousse? I look to Shivam, who steps forward, seeking permission to speak, and Jill nods. No, sir. Not a mousse, sir. Cream is whipped with sugar and set in a fridge. Egg yolks whisked with icing sugar until pale. Then we add mango and passion fruit. They are then folded together. It is just the beginning. It ends being set in a perfect chili glace, all assembled with utmost artistry. It would seem rude not to order it after he's gone to so much bother to sell the dish, which I am assuming more than one person has spent much time making. Owlie rushes to our table. Dad, there's been a chemical attack back home. She's shaking. I pull her down onto the chair that Shivam slides in next to me and hug her close. She's gone cold. Are you sure, I ask? Those weapons are outlawed. They wouldn't risk reprisals. In the eastern Ghouta region, I have relatives there who have been texting. People are dying everywhere. Owlie holds up her mobile phone. Jill stands and helps Owlie up. Come to my suite. Let's see if we can find out more. She leads Owlie away and I follow, nodding our thanks to Shivam and leaving $20 on the table as a gratuity. As we walk along the corridor, I take out my mobile and dial a number I haven't used in a long time. It's Kieran. I hear there's been trouble. Jill looks back, having heard me on the phone. Her face is full of a million more questions. Chapter 39, Outlawed. Jill must do very well from writing code. She has a suite at the aft of the ship, and it doesn't look like an ordinary suite. It looks like the best suite on the ship. She sits on the sofa, comforting Owlie, and they both look to me for answers. Put the news on, Jill suggests, and I find the remote control. Her large TV comes to life with the ship presentation of a previous lecturer. That will be you in a few days, she says. I hope I won't be that dull, I say, watching for too long. I know that they want the news. I skip through the channels, but there's nothing about Syria. I know they will have less than I already know. I switch it off. I rang a few friends on the way up here. Television will just have hype and well-worded press releases with no real detail. They normally run library footage. Cameras won't have gathered there or released material yet. What did you find out? Aulie asks. Forces have been mobilized to supply equipment and experts to the area. There are casualties. You're not a ceremonial soldier, are you? Jill asks. I know someone in the VCD. Jill looks at me, questioning. Violations Documentation Center. They record alleged violations of international law in Syria. They're responding. Bombs have been dropped that appear to have toxic substances. One hit a pastry shop in Duma. The white helmets are in there, I explain. White helmets, she asks. Syria Civil Defense Rescue Workers. That sounds like a much longer phone call than our walk up a few flights of stairs, she digs. They told me in as few words as I just told you. It is what it is. They're in. They can smell toxic fumes. They're guessing it's chlorine. I say, not sure whether to continue. They can see dead bodies foaming at the mouth. It needs to be tested and confirmed. Kieran, she scolds, gesturing that I've gone too far. Jill holds Aulie. Jill, Aulie has seen more atrocities than we can imagine. Correct sensitivity is telling the truth. I hope that I'm right. However, Aulie is as upset as I've ever seen her. It's okay, Dad. You're right. I know what's going on. Friends text me every day. I can't share with them how lucky I am. I can't send them pictures of my life, of this ship. I can't. They couldn't understand this world. I ran and ran until I'd left them all behind. I feel so guilty. You can't feel guilty for wanting to live, Jill says. Duma is near my auntie in Damascus. Children will be dying, as my friends did. Dad, can we use some of that money to help? Aulie asks. What money? Jill starts, but she is offered no answer. I have money. I can help. That's kind of you, Jill, but we're not asking for money. The problem's bigger than money. I need to stop there. Full disclosure would drift into the possibility of a gunman on the ship after me, or more likely, tomorrow in Cartagena. She doesn't need this on her holiday. Chapter 40. More news than the news. I stop pacing and end my call. Jill and Aulie look across the suite to me, waiting on my every word. An area called Martyrs Square is being sealed off, and the Syrian American Medical Society is moving in. It's bad. They fear hundreds may have been killed. But it's not the area your family's in. It has the footprint of a chemical attack, respiratory distress, central cyanosis, burnt eyes, blue lips, and foaming from the mouth. It's going to get very ugly now because someone will have to retaliate. I can see Jill now wonders who I really am, but she knows I am a soldier. She knows I have been to Syria. Why don't you go back to your room? Aulie is fine here tonight, Jill says. This is a very strange situation, but I think Aulie needs the maternal comfort Jill has volunteered, and I leave, pondering how I would have dealt with Aulie alone, or Jill alone in her suite, inviting me to see where the tattoo went. She would most definitely not have followed me down to my officer's room in the lowest passenger deck on the ship near the crew area. I walk the length of the ship and take the stairs down, and as I pass the theatre entrance on the promenade deck, Georgie is there talking to a dancer. The dancer leaves, and Georgie turns to me. How is she? I'm shocked that Georgie knows. Other stage members come out and pass, giving us stone-faced smiles. Everyone knows. This is such a tight community. Let's talk in your cabin, Georgie suggests. She leads me down another flight of stairs and the short distance to my cabin, which has the number on the door and a plaque which I've never noticed before. Jen Man Ent. I point to it. Does that mean I'm using your room? I ask. No, she says, following me in. it means your room is allocated to my department. It's always the guest speaker's room. The door slams. So how is she? She asks again. I wonder if Georgie's worried that she might lose a dancer tomorrow. She picks up on my pause. Owlie, not your girlfriend, she clarifies. Jill's not my girlfriend. She's just another solo cruiser. Owlie? Shook up, but fine. She'll be okay by morning, I answer. Tough kid, tough dad, Georgie says. Expecting her to leave, I ease back so she can pass, but she stays put. Aren't you going to offer me a drink? We're partners, and I'm intrigued. How does a girl from Syria get to call a soldier Dad? Maybe we should go to a bar. But Georgie has just sat on the edge of the bed, on top of $20 million, like she knows it's there. She is going nowhere. I need a drink, but I have nothing. I don't even have water. Do I have a fridge, I ask, still not knowing the room. Georgie bounces up and opens the cupboard under my desk. Nope, you don't have a fridge. She picks up the phone and dials. Anka, she says into the phone, it's Georgie. Can you send a bottle of Billy Billy to my guest speaker, room 5335, with 2 glasses, on my account? I had no idea what to expect from a cruise, but to date, none of this could have been predicted. None. I was expecting entertainment, singers, dancers, shows, food, maybe even late drinks in a cabin, but I feel shell-shocked. Georgie bounces up again, looks in another cupboard. Good. At least you have a safe. Have you got your money in there? She asks. Safe from the bees? You know it's just short of $1 million. What the heck do we do with $1 million? Well, you just treated me to a nice bottle of wine, I answer. It frightens me, Georgie admits. You took the money at the airport. You started this, I accuse. I was genuinely trying to find the owner for the case until I saw the same case at customs being opened, and it was full of money. That explained why it was so damn heavy. I turned and went back to the toilet and checked it. The case I had was full of money too. What was I supposed to do? I couldn't just leave it. I can see she needs to unload, someone to share with. I can see how vulnerable she is under that tough, managerial exterior. The confident woman who can walk and talk on stage and greet thousands of people. It's an interesting combination. I'm learning more about Georgie each time we meet, and there's a magnetism she has, which is maybe why she's so brilliant on stage. There's a knock on the door. The wine.